Good morning, folks. Beautiful sunny day, and we're up early today so that we can get the chickens that we put in our newly built chickshaw last night into the market garden, and getting working on one of the old plots, one of the finished plots here in the market garden. It's a very frosty morning, and the chickens have been in the chickshaw since Tom and I put them in there last night. The idea is we're going to just quickly take down some of this poultry netting, electric poultry netting, which is over here behind me, re-erect that up around this old root crop. This is where we grew our carrots and parsnips this year, and we just want to get the chickens on there to help break any pest cycles, add their fertility to the soil, and make use of any spent crops and weeds and etc. and bugs that they can find to eat. So we're going to try and do that as quickly as we can. The hens are waiting. The chickshaw is not as dark as their shed, so they're expecting to be let out because it's been light for about half an hour or so. First things first, we'll go and get the electric netting. Is Tom ready and willing to help me? Yeah, then we've got fingers crossed we can actually move this chickshaw full of hens to its position today.
There's nothing over here?
Yep, so we can just start at this post. So that just needs flipped off. So we've taken some poultry netting from the chickens' existing straw yard, and we've pulled back the tarps to reveal the soil in this plot, so that the chickens can have a good scratch around, find any pests that might be lurking in the soil that they can feast on. And now we've just got to set up this poultry netting around the plot so that they're safe from predators and so that they don't stray into the rest of the garden and cause havoc in places we don't want them to cause havoc. We're going to decide which is the best route to take for the chickshaw. It's quite hilly, so it might be a little bit challenging. I'm sure we're going to get stuck once or twice. We haven't got it quite finished just yet. We need to work on getting it taut, putting the corner posts in, but we're just wanting to try and get the hens in here as fast as we can. So we're going to bring them in through the tunnel. It should be our easiest route, and then once they're in, we'll close up this end of the electric netting. Alright, that's the chickshaw up here. That wasn't exactly easy. Quite a palaver for moving some hens around, but this is exactly why we wanted to try the Justin Rhodes chickshaw, just to see exactly how it works for us, whether it's going to be something that we rely on or something that we use a lot. We love the idea of moving the hens around, but for now, yeah, that was quite a workout. Obviously I had Tom helping me, so that would have been a lot harder by myself. We've chosen probably the steepest plot to work on, and our market garden is quite steep anyway, so this could be future problems for us. But let's not focus on the negatives just now. Let's get the hens into a better position because they're quite on a slope just now, and we'll let them out. But every day is a school day. Okay, we're gonna let them out just now, and then it'll be much easier to move the shaw to its final position without the weight of the hens. Wanna do the honors, Tom?
Yeah. Release.
Okay, don't all race at once to get out. Alright, so no eggs in the egg boxes. Well, that's fair enough. Don't know if I'd know where to lay one in a new place. We've got a couple in there, so that's going to be a bit fun to get at, but they look happy to me. Alright, job done. Hens in, vegetable garden, chickshaw stabilised, questions in our mind, a few doubts, a few rejigs, but
That's the way it works.
That's the way it works, quite good fun. What else could we be doing on a morning like this, really?
I don't know, having coffee, toast.
Yeah, well that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and have our breakfast now, let the geese out, have a breakfast, and then we'll come back and just tweak the cell that we've made, and then carry on with another day in the market garden, getting it ready for winter.
I'm gonna love this bit, I tell you.
So it's been another good morning in the market garden, just preparing it for winter. There's a lot of work still to do, but we're going to be breaking off now. Tom is getting ready to head off on his travels. He's had his 2 weeks here helping us out on the farm, and tomorrow is a harvest day. This work, tidying up the market garden, will just gradually progress. Good morning, folks.
Morning.
It's the next day. So we started yesterday morning moving the hen house, moving the chickshaw from outside the straw yard, complete with our 25 hens, and we took that up to a plot in the market garden, a plot that's finished for the year, where we wanted the hens to add their fertility and make use of any scraps of veggies or spent crops that might be lying around, and also to break any pest cycles that might be present. We had a good day of seeing how that worked. Did a bit more work tidying up the market garden, but today is harvest day, and it's our last harvest day of the season. So this will be our last veg box for 2019. So right now we're gonna let the hens out.
This is the kind of back entrance, and this is how we're meant to access the nest boxes that we've put. There's 3 nest boxes in the back of here. Unfortunately they're not really laying in those nest boxes right now, but it might just take them a while to kind of learn that's where they can lay. So We'll just check them now, see if there's any in there, but mainly we're going to be reaching through to get some off of the floor. Filled with alpaca wool, of course, from a friend.
We've got good coverage of chicken droppings on the ground here after moving the chickshaw over by a few feet. The idea behind this design is that with the chicken wire floor, the chicken's droppings can fall through to the ground below, and so if we're in our old vegetable plots like we are, that's adding their fertility to the soil overnight, and if we were on pasture it'd be doing the same. So it seems to be working very well, and just every day we'll just move the chickshaw along a little bit to stop a build-up of chicken manure in one spot.
Gonna go and milk the goats, so I'll leave you with these eggs.
Alright, so the hens are happy, Rose is off to milk. I need to go and let the geese out and let the chicks out. And then we need to get on with harvesting. So like we just said, today is the last veg box harvest and delivery of our community supported agriculture scheme this year. It's been a testing year. We've had some of the worst weather that we've experienced in the 4 years that we've been running this market garden, but we managed to get a lot of decent veg to people throughout our local area. We've had a lot of great feedback from our members, so the ducks are happy too. If you're watching and you're a member, a big thank you to you all. Big thank you to our CSA veg box members. What a beautiful day to be picking for our last veg box of the year, and let's hope it's a good one.
Leaving me. What we're going to be picking today. We've got some question marks for some of the things we're not 100% sure about until we go out there and really look at them and start picking. It's not going to be the fullest of boxes, but our members know that. They know that either end of the season the garden is pretty sparse, and so we're just really finishing clearing out the garden for this box. As you'll see when we're out there, there's pretty much most of the beds have been cleared already. So we better go start picking.
I think this might be turnip delivery from our neighbouring farm.
Very Halloween.
So that was our friend and neighbour Alistair from Upper Wiedelman Farm coming over with some neeps for us to put in the box. So that's great. We were just literally writing up what we were going to harvest today, and he had some spare. So these are organically grown neeps.
They're good. So
we're up in the cabbage plot just picking the last remaining cabbages, so this will really be clearing out the plot, and there might be a few left for Rosa and I to make some sauerkraut from, which would be nice.
the other thing that I would like to do would be to try again something that we did last year semi-successfully, which is dig a cabbage pit to store any leftover cabbages for us as our greens during winter. Obviously in these areas of the world you lack much fresh greens if you want to eat locally anyway over winter. And whilst we have a bit of salad in our polytunnel, we're going to have the chickens in there. So cabbage really is the theme of most meals over winter. And a great place to keep cabbages is outside if you can protect them from frost. So any that we've got left after the box, probably not that many this year, but we will pull them out by the roots and actually dig a pit. It's kind of like the size of a grave as a reference. And then you just put them in with the roots facing up and then covered with layers of straw and then a kind of hard covering such as some corrugated iron or something, which just stops things falling in or water so much. The problem we did with our cabbage pit last year is it didn't seem to damage by frost or anything, but we literally just put it in the most stupid place at the bottom of a hill and it filled with water and became a kind of giant pot of sauerkraut. So we will learn from that and maybe try again this year somewhere a little bit drier.
Alright, what's next?
Sprouts?
Sprouts, Brussels sprouts. Love them or hate them. Do you? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let us know. Do you love them, Rosa?
I love them.
So this is pretty much the last of the sprouts. We try and calculate exactly what we need for our customers. This is another great thing about being a community supported agriculture scheme and asking our members to sign up at the start of the season when we're making our seed order, because we can really calculate exactly how much seed we need to buy, how many vegetables we need to plant per bed, etc. And on the whole we're pretty much spot on with those calculations, trying to avoid food waste, trying to avoid things sitting in the garden not being used, going to seed. This is something we had a big problem with in the early days, was too many lettuce heads for example. So now we're pretty much got it down. We know if we've got 40 or 50 members that we can pretty much work out how many Brussels sprout plants we need per bed for that without there being too little or too much.
The other reason it's really good for us to be quite specific with our planning is just use of space. We have a very small garden here for the amount of members that we're trying to feed, and so any space that, for example, as Jane said, goes to bolting lettuces instead of something that we're actually putting into the box means that we can't provide for as many people. So the better we plan, the more efficiently we use our bed space, and the more variety that we can give people.
Alright, so we're almost done for today actually, because we've picked parsnips, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, we've got a delivery of neeps from our neighbour, and I'm just about to pick the carrots now, and then tomorrow it will be the leafy greens such as kale and salad and the turnip greens, and that will make up our final box for the season. Well, it's a very misty autumnal day here on our very last veg box harvest and delivery day of the season. Very cold and damp The tap is not even visible at the moment through a thick layer of mist, which looks like we might be enveloped in sometime soon. But we're out picking the last few pieces for today's veg box. Rose is just harvesting the salad. This really is the last pickings of our mixed salad leaves that can tolerate growing outside in these low temperatures. We've harvested kale and mustard greens. My mum is weighing that up at the moment in the packing shed, and then we'll be packing the boxes into the vans and doing our last drop off to all our drop off points. So end of the harvest season, Rosa Bevan.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Well, it's a suitably kind of grey, cold day, but it's still kind of sad. It's still sad to stop putting veg out into the community, because it's a nice feeling, especially when we get little responses each week from people excited by different ingredients. It does get quite cold harvesting at this time of year, so you get pretty chilly hands. So I think we're ready to stop for this season. Okay,
great.
So we'll bag up the salad?
Yeah.
Great.
Last veg box harvest, last veg box delivery.
Yep.
So you've obviously been helping us out a huge amount every Thursday and Friday. So how do you feel about this being the last day of harvest for 2019?
Well, I think it's a great achievement, but in a funny way I might miss it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I think
I find it quite good fun, and I enjoy weighing out everything and trying to fit it in the boxes. It's good fun. Also really nice to know that everybody's getting such smashing stuff.
So I'm in agreement with my mum. It's funny how suddenly the season's come to an end. It's been probably the most testing growing season that we've had. I mean, it's only our 4th season, but certainly been the toughest growing conditions. We've had very unpredictable weather, or it's been predictably wet and cold. So we definitely spent some of this season grumbling and moaning, but now that it's our last day, yeah, it's gonna be strange not having the veg boxes to do every Thursday and Friday. Of course, we've got plenty of other work to be getting on with. We've still got to finish putting the garden to sleep, as it were, for winter, so there's still a lot of work to do there. We've always got the goats and the geese and the ducks and the hens to work with. We've got a lot of fencing projects to do. So winter is a time that we can focus on that. Before we know it, the veg box season will be coming around again. It'll be February that we start advertising our CSA to get members for the 2020 season and think about our seed order. Yeah, before you know it, it'll be round to being market garden obsessed again. But we get a few months to breathe and put our energy into other areas of the farm. Albeit a tough year, it's been a good one. Good customers, great feedback, and of course the year that we started our YouTube channel. So that's been great having you guys all along for the ride of being out for you to be able to see what it takes to run a small ecologically designed market farm in the northeast of Scotland. So I hope you guys have learned something as we've been going along. Of course, that doesn't mean we're going to be ending the vlogs just because our vegetable season has come to an end. We'll still carry on filming, hopefully every week, because as I was saying, there's plenty to keep us entertained and hopefully keep you entertained.
Last box, let's go!
Alright, that's the veg boxes all packed up in the car, and Rosa and I are heading off to our various drop-off points, and my mum is heading in the opposite direction with her quota of boxes. So thanks for watching today, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog, and we'll be back very soon with another update. Catch you later.
Bye!